off my insurance, right? They cut off my health insurance last December, I think. And I got it back in January, and then they cut it off again, those motherfuckers. So now I don't have Medicaid anymore, right? So basically, I had to get the generic brand of my medication, and it doesn't work nearly as well as the normal version of it does. Okay. And it actually doesn't really even work at all. So for the last month, I've been in this kind of withdrawal state. And not only that, but I was living in my car for 5 days, and I got really sick because not because I was in my car, but because I decided to hang out with one of my friends, and she was sick, and she said, I'm warning you, like, not to hang out with me because you're sick too, and it's like one of the most miserable colds I've ever had. And I was like, okay, well, I'm bored as shit because I'm living in my car, so why don't we just hang out anyway, and I'll just chance it. Big mistake, because I've been sick for 9 days now. 9 fucking days, man. And you can still kind of hear it in my voice, like my like nasal passages are all like blocked up and shit. And tomorrow I'm finally going to get a different version of that medication, though. The one that was like, generic last month. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a rapid taper off of that medication. Hey, how you doing? So I'm going to do a rapid taper off that medication. And today let's see, what's your name? Be loved, be scared. Do you like scary movies? Because, I don't like the nasty ones like Hostel. I think they're kind of gross. But I like scary movies like Scream, especially the original Scream, because, I mean, the original was just a fucking classic. And Scream 2 was pretty good, too. After that, I think it got kind of stupid. Oh, music, Scream music. Okay. Okay, like Screamo, you mean? I've never really been into that, honestly, but that's cool. You do you. I'm more into like rap and rock and roll and country. Not as much rap, but like old school rap, Like there's this channel on YouTube called Rap HD Music, and they got some of the best rap remixes ever. They're like 11-minute rap remixes where they do Tupac, Biggie, Eminem, um, Coolio, DMX, and all those guys. But yeah, so today I'm talking about never giving up. That's the goal today. So I've been through a lot lately, right? I've been sick. I've been going through this medication thing. I just left the house of hopelessness. And thank God I'm out of there, because that house was a nightmare. That house was an absolute madhouse. And I'm out of the house of hopelessness now. And I no longer feel hopeless. Go figure how that works. You leave the house of hopelessness, you no longer feel fucking hopeless anymore. But anyway, I'm good. I'm good. I'm okay. I am. It's been hard. It's been really difficult going through. It's like, when life throws you like one thing, it's okay. When life throws you a few things, it's okay. But like on top of all of that, the starter on my car broke today. I was supposed to get a new car last week, but it was a salvage title on the car, so the bank would only give me half the loan. So and it was a Honda Accord. It was a really nice car. So on my old car, today I was at work and I was going to leave early because my car was acting funny when I went out to lunch. I went out to McDonald's. And when I tried to leave, the starter was just completely shot. So I had to go. I had to basically have someone come and tow me. Luckily, someone in my family had AAA, so I only had to pay $35 out of pocket. My family made me pay, which is fine. I think that's fair because they came all the way out there, and they got them to tow me and everything. Hey, how are you? Um, Sorry, I'm like tired. I'm exhausted because, between being sick and between having like this medication, this generic medication, like my whole body fucking hurts. Oh, and between my full time job too, where I lift like 1,100 pounds a day, my whole body hurts. Um, yeah. Hey, I like those little smiley emojis. By the way, has anyone gotten Pokemon Fire Red or Leaf Green yet on the Switch? Because I got Fire Red and it is so good. They made improvements to it. They actually changed some things on it. Like, for instance, it saves in like 1 second now. You hit save on it and just boom, instant. There's no more lag. There's no more wait or anything like that. And it just instantly saves. You don't have to worry about your file getting deleted anymore during a corrupted save or whatever. And I guess I was watching this short on YouTube today. When you beat the game, you get the Ho-Oh and Lugia tickets and the Deoxys ticket, which is pretty fucking cool, right? So I chose Charmander, because I'm Charmander all the way. Every single time I play, I choose Charmander. Charmander is my shit. And I just got past Brock's gym, using Mankey. I basically just, low kick on Onyx is so good because low kick basically does more damage the heavier the Pokemon is. And Onyx is a heavy ass motherfucker. He's a fatty, and 2 hits was enough to knock him out. So I got past Brock's gym, and I just got my Charmeleon today. This is day 2 of me playing it, by the way. And I got a coworker who wants to buy Leaf Green, and we're going to trade Pokemon. He's going to do like Squirtle, I think. And then all I need to do is find a third person to start with Bulbasaur. And then I got the whole trio, basically, when you get the egg hatching thing at the end. So I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, don't ever give up though, guys. Here's the main thing, right? Because there are little things like that in life that make life worth living. You keep going, you keep fighting, and you never give up. I'm a recovering drug addict, and I'm almost 3 years clean. On the 30th of April, I will have 3 years clean, okay? And I've set up a plan to taper off this one last medication that I'm on. And it's going to be a fast taper. It's going to be about 4 months, which is fast for this medication. It's going to hurt a little bit, but it's going to be okay, because pain will always make you stronger. If you look at it in that sense, nothing will ever hurt you, because I've been through so much pain and suffering in my life that it has always made me come out on top. It has always made me stronger. I've always gotten through it. I'm 37 years old and I'm still alive today. I was pointing my finger like this, but I was doing it off screen. And if I vape, it's fine. I don't care what people think about the vape because I paid my dues, man. People can buy into the propaganda all they want and say, "Oh, vaping's bad for you. It's not safe." You know what? I got off methadone. I got off crack. I got off amphetamines, fentanyl, heroin. I got off all that shit. So no, I don't even want to hear it, man. I don't even want to fucking hear it because you know what? This is a lot safer than those other things that I just listed. But I'm happy that I made it through work today because work was really stressful. I almost wanted to quit today because my boss is like, they were asking, like, I have a boss and then I have a boss's boss, right? And the boss's boss was asking us, what can we do to keep you guys from quitting? Because a lot of the good people have been quitting or talking about quitting. And so we gave them ideas. And what do? They put in more stupid policies designed to piss us off. It's like there's an evil jackass that sits upstairs and just comes up with random ideas on how can we make these people's lives more of a living hell? How can we make these people's lives even more difficult? They have a sign-in sheet now for our break because I guess somebody stole like 2 minutes of the company's time by coming back late from a break or whatever. They want to know the exact time we leave and the exact time we come back with our signature next to it. Apparently, I like working for this company, but you can't even go see your doctor basically without getting a point. And if you get 1 point for each day you miss. And if I go to my doctor's appointment and I miss a day, which I used to have to go to 3 in 1 day, and I would have to crunch them all into 1 day to avoid missing points. You miss 1 point, and if you miss 7, you get fired, which is kind of crap. So now they want us to stay until 4:15 every single day. It used to be you finish your quota because we all have a quota for how much work we have to do, for what we have to get done, and then we used to be able to just leave. We would go and help other people finish their stuff, but as soon as everyone was done, we could just leave. Now, now they want us to stay until 4:15, even if there's nothing to fucking do, and just sweep and act busy, basically. And 2 days ago, my boss knew I was sick, and it's not her call, it's her boss's call on this. But basically, I was sick, and I'm like, hey, it's 3:45. I finished my quota. Can I go home? They're like, no, go sweep and act busy until 4:15, then you can go home. and I'm fucking sick. You know, what a way to treat your employee that busts their ass for you, you know? Unfucking believable. So I told like my other boss, he's like the supervisor below my main boss. And I told him, you know, I'm gonna go talk to the boss's boss and say, you know what? I'm not staying till 4:15. Like, you know, you hold on, anyone watching from another country? It says, oh, it's just one of those add a question sticker things or whatever. Is there anyone watching from another country just out of curiosity? Anyway, so, yeah, you know, but it's like, you know, it's like I'm gonna go talk to them and I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm not staying till 4:15 every single day, okay? If I finish my quota and everyone's done with their work and there's nothing left to do, I'm going home. You want to give me points for it? Go ahead. But my points are going to go over and I'm going to get fired and you're going to be down one more employee. That way I get fired and I can get reassigned through my staffing agency to a different place, to a better place. Because apparently I asked them already, I called them already and I'm like, can I be reassigned? And they're like, no, because you're on this assignment right now. So we can't reassign you while you're on this assignment. But if they fired me or they like whatever, because if I quit, then they're just going to be like, well, you just quit. So we're not going to reassign you. But if they fire you, then they're going to be like, okay, well, you know, we'll reassign you to a different place. So what do I have to lose by going to talk to them? Really? You know, like really, what do I have to lose by going to talk to them? It's just like and it's here's the thing. Here's the most important thing. I'm not the only one there that feels this way. There's three tiers of workers there. There's about six people that have been there for a while, anywhere between 6 months and 13 years. I'm at the very bottom of that first tier. The second tier came in after that, and they've been anywhere from like 2 months to like 6 months, right? And they're the main people too. They were there during Christmas and before the New Year and everything, you know. And it was solid as fuck back then when it was just the first and second tier. But now they got this third tier there, and they hired like these dipshits. They hired like 16 random dipshits, and a few of them are good. Don't get me wrong. A few of them I really like, and they're really good employees, and I think they have a lot of potential. But most of them, they sit on the same station every day, the easy station, the one where you don't have to do. It's called the easy station for a reason, you know, because we would all want to get on it every once in a while because so we could have a break from the hard stations, and basically they would, you know, now they're all hogging that station. They used to have one or two of us on there a day. They put eight of those motherfuckers on there on one day, right? And there's eight of them just doing whatever, you know, and they're just laughing and joking all day and dicking around, and they get paid the same amount of money we do, and it's just like, man, you know, come on, you know, and it's like fuck, man, you know, and we all feel the same way. All the first tier employees I just mentioned, we all feel the same way. We're stressed as fuck. They're not listening to us. They don't care. They're making our lives harder. They're going out of their way to make our lives harder. And you know, I have a few theories on that. You know, maybe they're trying to replace us with the third tier, but that's not going to work because the third tier, like, I mean, you put them on one of the hard stations, and I guarantee you about 90% of them will be gone within 2 days. Those stations are no joke, man. Especially the hardest ones, they are no joke, dude. I mean, I'm talking lifting like 1,100 pounds while sorting bags together, while putting these stupid little packets in these things, while putting a measure on top of it and bending way over to put that measure on top of it, dude. It is not an easy job. And the thing is, like, 16 bucks in what it used to be, you know? And, you know, this turned into like this live talk turned more from like me talking about never giving up into me just bitching about my job, basically, right? But it's true, you know, 16 bucks ain't shit these days. It's better than nothing. I'm grateful for it. But 16 bucks these days is equivalent to about 10 bucks from 10 years ago. If you were making 10 bucks an hour 10 years ago and you're making 16 bucks an hour now, you're making about the same amount of money. And it's crazy. I work full time. It's 16 bucks an hour. I can't afford a house. I can't afford an apartment. Literally, I'm splitting rent with someone. So There you go. I'm sorry I have to go. My mother is calling. I'm sorry. Oh, that's all right. Thank you for all the messages. Thanks for all the love. Thanks for all the kindness. And I really appreciate you. I hope you have a great night, and I send you lots of love and kindness. But yeah, I'm going to keep this one short, guys. This is just me, a message of hope. But here's the thing, though. I never give up. Even if the job sucks right now, I'm going to stick with it and I'm not going anywhere. And even though my medication was generic and it didn't fucking work at all, the regular version of the medication worked 100%. The one I'm about to get works about 80%. And this one that I had for the last month, it works at about 20% efficacy, or whatever you want to call it. I forgot what you call it, but it works at about 20% potency of what it's supposed to work at, right? So I've been in withdrawal for the last month, and I have not given up. I was living in my car for 5 days. I have not given up. I literally have gone through hell. I've gotten off of 10 different hard drugs. I've never given up. The point is, don't ever give up, because it makes you stronger. And, let's say you're you're in your 20s, right? And you consider yourself a boy, you're a man, because you're in your 20s and everything, but you're just oh, I just can't get that girl, or I just can't get people to respect me, or no one takes me seriously. And you want to be a man. Don't ever give up and go through lots of pain and go through lots of shit, and you'll be a man in no time. I guarantee it. You look just like Sketch. Do I? Just smoke weed, bro. Dude, no, for real though. I'm one of those people who's cursed with the inability to smoke weed, because weed makes me paranoid as all shit, and I can never enjoy it. I used to smoke weed. I smoked it every day for 2 years back when I was 18 through 20 or so. And when I first smoked it, I liked it. But after about a year, it just started making me paranoid as fuck. Every time I did it, I felt stupid when I did it. And I couldn't socialize with anyone when I did it. So I just quit. And I never looked back. Damn, I have had bad OCD and it helps me. Man, you're lucky, man. I'm glad you found something for your OCD, because I have OCD too, and I have OCD like the bad OCD, like the clinical OCD, dude. Intrusive thoughts, compulsive actions, like washing your hands and shit like that. Man. I've been there. Most of it's drug related, like tapering off of drugs can mimic OCD. And when I was tapering off of Xanax and Klonopin, I had it the worst, and it's really not that bad anymore. But I feel the struggle, dude, and I feel your struggle. I'm so sorry you have to deal with that. I worry about nuclear warfare and stuff and can't stop throwing up. Here's the thing. Nuclear warfare is not going to happen. It's too fresh in the collective. The trauma of Hiroshima and Nagasaki are too fresh in the human collective subconscious that nobody would be stupid enough to actually go through and do something like that. If just one person did that, I guarantee you there would be a complete revolt against that person. Whatever leader that was, they would be removed with instantly. It would never happen. Even the Iran situation has me paranoid, but yeah. Here's the thing about Iran. It's all about oil, dude. It's all about the Strait of Hormuz. I'll get into this really quick before I wrap this up. But basically, Nixon fucked everything up. Nixon's the worst president of all time, and he's in hell right now. And he's going to be in hell for thousands of years, paying off his bad karma because of all the shit he pulled. The dollar was tied to gold. That's what gave it value. Nixon came up with this idea. Well, Nixon didn't come up with the idea. He just propagated it. And he was like, let's tie money to oil instead of to gold. We'll take it off gold, and that way we can print as much money as we want, and we'll basically blackmail all these countries into making it so they'll only trade their oil in gold, or their oil in U.S. dollars. That way, if a country needs oil, it has to have a supply of U.S. money. And to get that supply of U.S. money, it needs to give assets to the United States. And that makes the United States rich, right? Well, when Saddam took his oil off the dollar and put it on the euro, they went in the 90s and put a stop to that shit really quick, and he switched back to dollars. Well, he did it again in the 2000s, and they went in and finished the job, right? And then the same thing happened with Gaddafi. He tried to switch to gold. I mean, you had that guy, Storm Clouds Gathering, talked about all this shit. And now Iran, is two things, though. Iran, they switched to gold, and they've been trying to go into Iran for 20 years, not just because they switched to gold, but because they control the Strait of Hormuz, which is where like 80% of all the world's oil goes through. And the U.S. wants control of the Strait of Hormuz, and it's that simple. But Trump's a dumbass. He really, I voted for him twice. I did. But the second I found out he wanted to go into Iran, I'm like, I'm done, man. Democrats, Republicans, I'm never voting again because they're all idiots and none of them have our best interests at heart. There's no point in voting for any of them. They're all crooked, right? Trump is better friends with Joe Biden than he is with his Trump supporters. I guarantee you. But here's the thing, though. I think Trump had like a stroke or something. I think he like has dementia now because he's been acting very weird lately. Like his speech is slurred. He makes weird comments all the time, and he doesn't have the same charisma he used to. So I think he like had a stroke, or I think something happened like that. Let's see here. I heard he was a bad president. Yeah, he's dog shit. Honestly, he would have been better off just being a one-term president because then he would have at least had a legacy. His first term went very good for him, and people liked him a lot. And well, you always had the haters on the left that didn't like him, but the people who did like him liked him a lot. But now in his second term, he's fucked things up so bad. And if you're not from the United States, you don't know. But like people are being ripped off their health insurance. Nobody can afford to live in homes. Hundreds of thousands of people are now living in their cars, literally, because they can't afford homes, dude. And everything is so goddamn expensive that, like I said, at $16 an hour, working full time, even working overtime sometimes, I can't afford my own place. That's fucked up. Let's see here. Thanks for explaining. I really appreciate it a lot. Trump is an old geezer who can't think. He can't, dude. Here's the thing, dude. You know why JD Vance is vice president? And you know why JD Vance basically because you know how they said like JD Vance talked shit about Trump back in his first term. And then JD Vance was like, oh, well, I changed my mind. I can change my political views. It's not about that, dude. It's about the political power, man. He knows he's old and he knows he's probably going to kick the bucket or whatever within like the term or whatever. And then JD Vance can take over as president. It's all about power and political power, man. That's all it's about. JD Vance wants the political power and that's why he's acting buddy with him. Dude, JD Vance is crooked as fuck, man. I think JD Vance is more crooked than Trump and Obama combined, dude. Let's see here. Word salads almost. So he can take over the throne. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Vance is a piece of crap. I don't like him one bit. I think he's a piece of crap. First millennial president. Ooh, big deal. And then people are like, oh my God, we got the first millennial president. All right. And it's like, bro, there's so much more to life, man. You could be focusing on how to astral project, how to project your consciousness into the afterlife, and how to project your consciousness into like the Akashic records, and look into people like Jürgen Zewey, or read books like by Charles W. Ledbetter on the astral realm, and figure out like the secrets of life and death, man. But people are too focused on like, oh my God, the first millennial president. People are fucking dumb, man. And that's why we're in the situation we are, because people are that fucking dumb. And it's really unfortunate, dude. He wears eyeliner and I have lucid dreams every night, can remember them and feel, taste in them. Can you like feel what you feel in the dream? Like if you touched the carpet in your house, would you be able to feel it as carpet in the dream? Okay, cool. Yep, that's exactly it's just as real as this reality, man. And that's pretty cool, man, that you can lucid dream, because I've had lucid dreams, but I can't do them every night. They just randomly happen for me. It is, dude. I mean, it can get crazy as fuck, dude. I've had dreams where I've been pumped full of bullets before. Like I had one dream where this guy, he was shady and like there was this animal that doesn't exist in this realm and the guy attacked the animal, so I saved the animal and then the guy walked away and then he came back and he pumped me full of bullets and I could feel it. I could literally feel myself get shot and like I fell to the ground and like I basically had no control over my body, just lost all control, fell to the ground and started convulsing and then I woke up. I can make choices, and I've died in a dream, and it hurt getting shot, but that's a crazy dream. I've had dreams where I've died and then literally woken up in the afterlife, dude. I had a dream where a tidal wave came, and it wasn't like a regular tidal wave where it goes like the one in Deep Impact, but it was just like a wave, and it was just like rolling along, at casual speed or whatever. And I was on a train trying to outrun it, and then it like enveloped the train, and then I drowned in the train, and I could feel myself drown. And then I woke up in the afterlife, and I was in some cartoon world or whatever. And then I had a dream where I was in an earthquake in Los Angeles, and a building like toppled over and fell on my car or whatever. And I woke up in this afterlife where it was like perpetual twilight and it was like a world of addicts. And it was just like a world where addicts go to live out their unfulfilled fantasies and desires. And that was back when I was still in my active addiction. Yeah, it's crazy, dude. Absolutely. But hey, I'm gonna get going for the night. I'm gonna do more of these live talks because I love doing them. My dreams feel long like days, and I wake up disoriented, not knowing the day for a little. Yeah, I mean, time works different in the astral, though. That's the thing. So, like, a minute in this realm can feel like an hour over there. I'll see you later, man. You have a good night. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And I will see you later. Have a great night, guys. Goodbye.